Alright, Essential 3. I can evaluate expressions using square roots. This one is pretty straightforward. Remember, the evaluate just basically means find the number. It's kind of meaning simplify these things, but since there's no letters or no variables in there, when we're all done, the simplest form is going to be just a number, right? So it's find the number. That's what it means to evaluate. Uh, and of course, these are expressions that deal with square roots. Okay. Whenever we're evaluating expressions, remember we're following the order of operations. So we're doing PEMDAS. Okay. So you're going to do parentheses, exponents, and you're going to do multiplication and division at the same time from left to right. That's what that little arrow on the top means, right? We're doing these at the same time. We're not doing multiplication and then division. We're doing multiplication and division at the same time from left to right. Same with the adding and subtracting. Doing them at the same time from left to right. Okay, so that's all we're doing. We're going to be breaking these expressions down following PEMDAS. Square roots, just so you know, actually are on the exponent level. Okay, you will learn more about that in algebra class, but for right now, all we need to know is that exponents are done at the exponent level because they're really actually it's just a fancy way of writing an exponent. Okay, so we're just going to do 3 examples, and then I'm going to give you, we're not going to be doing this on Khan Academy. I'm going to give you a problem set at the end of this video for you guys to practice with. Okay, so let's just do these 3 examples and get to it. So I'm just evaluating these things. You can see it's going to be 20 minus the square root of 81. There's no parentheses, so looking then, the next thing to look at are exponents. Remember we said square roots are at the exponent level, so that's what I'm going to do first. So I'm going to just take 20 minus, and then the square root of 81. You should have your cheat sheet, right, that you've created to find it. Some of us might already be able to do the square root of 81 without it. That's awesome if you can. If not, right, we're just finding 81 in our sheet. There it is. The square root of 81 is 9. So that's just 9. So it's actually 20 minus 9, right? Because square root of 81 is 9. So 20 minus 9 gives me 11. Right? And I know I'm done in this one because, like we said, evaluating just means we should get it down to a single number when we're done. Slide that out of the way for now. Okay. So now we're on the next one. 3 times the square root of 25 plus 10. Remember, when there's 2 things next to each other, it's always multiplication. It's the only operation where we don't need a symbol. So if there's a 3 and the square root of this thing right next to each other, we're actually multiplying. Okay, so we'll be doing that multiplication on that level, but there's a square root, which is this exponent, right? So we got to figure out what is the square root of 25. So it's going to be 3 times. To use times, I'm going to use parentheses plus 10. Okay, so really this is this expression, except for you can see I'm going to actually evaluate the square root of 25. So on my sheet, I'm looking for the square root of 25. Yeah, I creeped it in right at the bottom of the screen here, right? So the square root of 25 is 5, right? And again, the reason why that is because 5 times 5, or 5 squared, is 25. So that's just going to be a 5 right there, right? Because the square root of 25 is 5. And then next we do multiplication before we do the addition. So 3 times 5 is 15 plus 10. And then 15 plus 10 is 25. And we are all done, right? Because we got a single number. Coming over here, lots going on. It might look intimidating at first, but remember, we're just going to break it down piece by piece. So first it says do everything in the parentheses. I do have parentheses here. outside the parentheses, I have this exponent. I can't do the exponent first, though. I gotta clean up all the stuff in here. So we're gonna clean up everything inside these parentheses. So inside the parentheses, I got a couple things to do. I have this square root. Remember, that's the exponent. And then after I figure that out, I'm gonna add the 2 to it. And then lastly, I'll deal with this thing outside the parentheses. So inside the parentheses, right, we talked about that we're going to do the square root first and then add the 2 later. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that set up, and now I'm just looking for the square root of 9. So on my cheat sheet, the square root of 9 equals 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, or 3 squared. So the square root of 9 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. And so really what I'm doing is I'm taking 5 squared. Hey, look, I get 25 again. Okay, so that's all we're doing in this. Right, it's pretty straightforward. All right, we're just following the order of operations to clean up some expressions. Okay, we're just having to recognize that square roots are on the exponent level. So as we're coming through doing our order of operations, which we have done a bunch of times now, we're just doing it. We're just including these square roots at the exponent level. Okay, so here's your problem set. So I'd pause the video and just do these problems off the screen, and then look on the website. There'll be an answer link, just like in the first essential.